Okay, hi guys. So today this is a little bit of kind of an off-topic video because it's not about hunting, so it's not hunting centric. So what I would like is to review this thing. So it's not a typical review where I want to tell you everything about it. It's more like I'm using this for a while. What are the disadvantages and advantages of this thing? It's the Osmo Mobile Gimbal. What it does, you can put your mobile phone into here, so you can open it and just put it into there, and then you're basically getting a fully workable gimbal. So what a gimbal does is it compensates your movements, so it's not shaky anymore, etc, etc, etc. So I've been using this now for several weeks, and there are some disadvantages which are really coming from the gimbal itself. But most of the time what I don't like is the app it's using it with. So the way it works is you put your mobile phone in, you start the app, and they are connected via Bluetooth, and then the app is doing the recording, preferences, etc, etc. So everything you need to really work with this thing. And then over here you've got some buttons to control it, like record, taking pictures. This you can move upwards, downwards, left and right. Here you can attach some additional items or your tripod, and with this trigger button it levels, and you've got some other functions like zoom, etc. So the disadvantages coming from the symbol itself is like you have to use really an external audio recording, because I can show you in a minute, when you are using your internal audio recording, you're getting some noise that really sounds more like Darth Vader is coming around with a starship. I will show you right now. So the noise you just heard, I haven't changed anything from the level, etc. So that's how it comes from the camera directly. If I imported it directly into the Adobe cutting software, and if you're recording with a lot of audio, it's fine. So you will not hear it because it's not as the level is very low. But if you're doing anything that's a little bit low level from the audio, you're getting an issue. The second thing is this is a tripod you're getting with it. So it's actually the selfie stick with an attached tripod. Looks a little bit like Darth Vader again, so I think they've got a favorite for this. You can pull it out. It's about 1 meter in length, I think. And what happens here is when you use it still on your tripod, it starts, and you move this out completely, you're getting some kind of natural vibration, because the gimbal tries to take out the movements, but it starts shaking a bit. Yeah, and you hear it again. It's like bzzz. So it stops immediately when you simply just touch the gimbal with your fingers. It's gone. But it's not a good idea to use your gimbal on a tripod only if you don't have to. So in this case it makes more sense to use your mobile phone on just a static tripod. Then when it comes to the app is really, from my perspective, still in beta when it comes to the mobile, the Osmo Mobile. So there's one app for all DJI products. So DJI is the company producing this thing, like the drones, the Osmo itself, etc, etc. And it's not working with SD cards properly. So what's happening, you want to store to your XD card, the external memory card in most cases, because internal memory, you're always short of internal memory. So if you got the options for storing on an external SD card, you will do this. What's not working is that after recording, immediately the files are not accessible. You have to restart your mobile phone for that the files become accessible. So what's happening is that if you're going into your gallery right after recording, the files are there, they're showing up, there's a placeholder, there's no preview thumbnail, but there's a placeholder. If I try to access them via an USB cable directly after recording, I can see the files, I can see the file names, but the file size is 0 bytes. After I reboot my mobile phone and the SD card becomes accessible, everything's fine. The files are there, perfect. But it's as soon as you are a little bit serious about the video you are taking, and it's not like, oh, I'm just trying it, and which I think you won't because it costs some money. It's not a behavior you like, because as soon as you hit the stop record button, you really want to know, did it work? Yeah. So I hope that DJI will fix this in the future, that you can immediately use the SD card recorded videos and preview them. I tested this on Samsung S5 and a Samsung S7, and same behavior with both. Internal memory, no issues. External memories, you've got an issue. Funny enough, it's working with the pictures but not with the videos. And what else do we got? The menus of the DJI software, a little bit confusing. So for about a week I thought I couldn't change the resolution, because there is this typical preferences icon which looks like a wheel, like it's the standard icon everywhere for preferences. And there were the gimbal preferences and the mobile phone preferences, and you could change a lot, but there was no parameter for the resolution. And I thought it was a mistake. I even asked the DJI support to help me out, and they said, funny enough, send in the gimbal, must be the gimbal must be broken. And I thought, it can't be. And then for some reason I hit another icon, and suddenly I had the resolution. So it's a little bit confusing actually, and it's not very self-explanatory, the whole thing. Then another thing with the DJI software is that you can use the gimbal in two modes. So one is kind of sports mode and the other one is the standard mode. So sport mode is reacting a little bit faster when compensating the movements. So I actually always use it on sports mode. Maybe there's also some occasion where you could use the standard mode, but I would really use it on sports mode. In general, this thing is doing what it's supposed to, compensating movements pretty good. The only thing is you need an external recording. So one example would be this Zoom over here. It's a Zoom device. It's the H4N Pro. It's recording stereo. That's a typical stereo setup for microphones. The only thing you need to do, so at the moment I'm recording with the microphone of my camera, but the only thing you need to do is when you record these files and the video separately, you need to have some kind of reference point to sync them afterwards. It's pretty simple. I ask professionals, they all do it the same. You start your camera, you start your audio recording, all you do is like you clap at the beginning and you say like it's the video number 5, take 7, you clap once, and after you clapped, afterwards when you put it into your cutting software, you basically move forward image by image of the video, and as soon as the hands touch each other, you're searching for the peak of your audio, move it directly to this image, so to the position where your position marker is, and that's it. If you're taking many takes in one video file, then I would suggest clap before each take, because otherwise you have to import like the 5 minutes or whatever directly into your cutting software, then move the audio to the right position, combine them and then cut them. But what you usually do in video cutting is you're looking at the source file and you just move the part you want to have in your video to your sequences. So that was my little off-topic review today about camera software. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks a lot.